All right, boys and girls, today we're going to talk about how to partition some squares into 4 equal parts. So I'm going to write that right here. 4 equal parts is how I want you to partition them. So here's what I would like you to do. I want you to go ahead and pause the video in just a second. I want you to get a sheet of paper or a whiteboard or something. I want you to draw a few squares. I have a lot of extra ones, but I want you to draw a few squares. And I want you to partition your squares in as many different ways as you can think of into 4 equal parts. So go ahead and pause and take a moment to do that and make your squares. Okay, so now that you have made your squares and partitioned them into 4 equal parts, let's talk about some of the ways that we can do this. I'm sure many of you have this one where you cut it in half horizontally, and then you cut that part in half and that part in half. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles that are all equal. That one, check. That is 4 equal parts. Actually, I'm going to do a check in the blue, add some color here. Okay, let's look over here. I'm sure many of you also did this. You took the lines and made them vertical, and you did 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, all of those rectangles are the same. Check. And actually, these 2 pictures would be the same if you were to cut this square out and just do a little turn. That would look exactly the same. I'm sure many of you also have done this one, where you've made a window, where you've done like a plus sign in the middle, and you've made 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. That one also is showing 4 equal parts. I also bet you have this one on your paper, where you, instead of doing a plus sign, you made an X, and you made 4 triangles with that, where you went 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is also, check, partitioned into 4 equal parts. What about this? Maybe some of you have this, where you took your line, sorry, it's a little crooked there. That's okay. You take your line, and instead of doing an X or a plus, you made something similar to that. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles again, except your triangles are right triangles instead of this type of triangle. That one also is showing 4 equal parts. This same triangle could be done this way, where you could come down, or you could cut it this way and come down like this. So again, all of these right here, these ones right here, this one, and this one, all 3 of these down here are the same exact ones with the same type of triangle. Every picture over here has 4 equal parts. Let's talk about something else now, because I'm sure many of you have those and probably get that. But did you know there are other ways to do it? So let's talk about it. If I take my square and first cut it in half, I have 2 halves. Notice on all of these, I took halves and made each half, I broke it in half again. And that's what you're doing with fourths. So I'm going to take this half, so let me cover this up over here. I'm just going to take this half right here, and I'm going to cut it in half. I could do it this way, I could do it this way, I could do it this way, any of those. I'm going to go ahead and cut it up and down this way first. So now I've cut that half into 2. So now I'm going to do the same thing over here. Cover this up. Oops, come on, paper. Get up, get up, get up. Sticking on me. There we go. I have this half now. I'm going to cut this one in half, but instead I'm going to go like that. And those 2 are equal. Take a look at that. Think about it. Do you think that is 4 equal parts? Or do you think these are different from these? Guess what? It is 4 equal parts, because each piece doesn't have to look exactly the same. This piece is equal to this piece. It just looks a little funny. And because what I did is I took it in half first, And then I took this half and cut it in half how I wanted to, and this half and cut it in half how I wanted to. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause your video for a second. Try this yourself. Cut your square in half, and then cut each half in half a different way. Okay, let's see what we come up with. I'm going to cut it in half like this. This time, I'm going to take this half and cut it in half like that. So I have these two pieces. I'm going to take this half then, and I'm going to go like that. That one, checked. That would work. What if I cut it all the way in half across the middle? And then do this. And then do this. Yep, that would work too. I'm going to cut it down the middle again. This time, let's go like that and like that. Are all four of those equal? Yes, they are. So in the end, any combination of these would work. All you need to do is take and cut your square in half, and then you take one half and cut it in half how you want, and the other half and cut it in half how you want. And all of these over here are also in 4 equal parts.